talk about how AI is changing the workforce, and it's personal. This is a moment that's going to reshape what we can do. And it's also fundamentally human. When you empower people with the right technology, people can see and understand the world around them, transforming it for the better. And I know everyone in the data community believes that. With analytics, AI is for everyone, everywhere, and it's easy. We call this tech Agent Force, and we can't wait to show you how agentic analytics transforms you, your team, your customers, and your future workforce, and ultimately the world. Thank you for being part of the journey. And to tell you more, here is Matthew Miller.
AI is changing the workforce might be the most obvious thing anybody says today. You're going to hear it all throughout the expo hall and from everybody here. But how so? Well, we try to understand it. To understand it, of course, we want to start with data. We've taken the OECD AI data that Gartner has provided us, and we've mashed it up with Stanford AI data, 502-page paper, all kinds of insights on macro trends. We'll dig into that more in the analysis section. We'll start from this data because all great analysis begins with data. See, what was sci-fi 2 years ago is reality today. When we want to do this kind of analysis, well, we start with a canvas, a place where everyone can work together, because analytics today is no longer single player. It's multiplayer, it's multilingual, it's multimodal. I tap into this AI command center, and this workspace gives us all the assets we need for analytics, from data, semantic models and flows, transformations, visualizations, dashboards. Here's our public data, but I also have social data. Now let's find out not just what's happening in the macro world, how can we understand what's happening around my business? It's a new paradigm of analytics. To do that, we're going to transform this data with Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep is our visual, direct, and easy data transformation tool. And I can combine data and prep from any source in the world. From everything from Dremio to Dropbox, Databricks to Denodo, Salesforce, of course, Snowflake, Teradata, you name it. And when I use Tableau Prep, I can see all my raw data flowing through here, but I've got an AI-powered recommendation. It's recognized that I've got a field called URLs. Hey, that's got URLs in it. It's recognized that by the contents, not just by the title. It's one tap, and now it's automatically applying validation. So when I hit apply, I can see that actually I've got a bunch of URLs that, gosh, those look like email addresses. Those are definitely invalid. And some of this data looks like it comes from Reddit. So I'd like to understand which forums in Reddit are people talking about AI and what are they saying? Well, I could try to parse that out of those URLs, but I can also just ask the agent. Tableau agent makes it easy. When I hit this send, it asks the large language model. And the cool thing is I don't have to know how to solve that problem. I can just ask it. It knows what a subreddit is. It even knows what a regex is. It writes the regex for me so that I can extract the forum information from my data, understand where people are talking about this. And what I find after it parses through my data is a whole bunch of conversation where I expect in machine learning, but also the futurology folks. They've got some perspectives. I can also score these by calling Python or R right from within the flow. I can take this beautifully transformed output to the next phase of analytics by publishing it through to Data Cloud. Data Cloud is the data layer, powers Tableau and the backend of all Salesforce. All my public and private data, all my sensitive and secure information here related together. There's my OECD AI data. There's my individual and customer information. And I want to go and prepare this for analysis. And often that does mean some transformations, taking the raw data as it flows in and mapping it through. Now we want to understand the impact of AI on my workforce. That means what is the result that we're getting? What is the benefit we're getting from all this investment in AI? I can see I have CSAT score here in the raw data. It's not modeled across. Well, it's just one tap to match that up with the CSAT score here. Now that's all mapped up. So I can begin doing my analysis. Now I got my AI usage and service desk. I've got my data ready for analysis. One layer more, and that's what we call metrics. We define metrics, and we do it in this visual, direct, and easy way, the way you'd expect from Tableau. All employees using AI provide the metric that we're tracking, how we should aggregate it, what dimension it should be aggregated along, and instantly I see a preview of that data so I can know it's correct. I also can add additional slicers, set goals for this. Well, we've got a goal that everybody in the company, all 76,000 or so of us, are using it. So that's a nice lofty goal. I can even define the statistical models that we should run over this. As soon as I save this, we start running immediately in the background, identifying insights in this data. Once it's available, once I publish this, it's available immediately in a catalog of metrics that anyone in the organization can leverage, browse, and follow as easily as following someone on social media. Looks like AI adoption rate. There's something going on there. There's a nice summary of that. All these metrics available behind the scenes. I can use this in any BI tool, not just Tableau, but even our competitors. I mean, I'm sure you'd love to leverage a metrics tool this great. Well, with all that prepared, I think we're ready for the next step of analysis. So AI is changing every facet of our lives, and Stanford has published this 502-page report that you could read to try to understand it all. And with Tableau, it's so easy for us to see and understand. For example, net talent migration, moving into and out of the US, AI-related bills passed, legislation. Look at Portugal leading the way in regulation. It is amazing when you see and understand how you can understand the impact of AI in our world. This is such a fun, interactive way to explore this data. So we can tell from this at a glance that there's a lot of investment in AI globally, and there's a lot of AI talent. But are our teams taking advantage of AI? And if so, are we getting any benefit from it? Well, let's take a look. We'll start from our certified AI usage. This is the data set with CSAT that we mapped in the previous section. And let's see if there's a relationship between AI usage and customer satisfaction. But this has PII, so we better flag that first. And we'll simply say this data source contains employee details, so therefore it should be treated as PII, and now that will flow all the way down. So let's jump into doing some analysis on this by creating a new workbook. And we could drag and drop as always, but we're going to use the power of Tableau Agent because Tableau Agent makes it easy to see and understand. I simply ask it, is there a relationship between the percentage of usage of AI and the customer satisfaction by market? This hits the Einstein trust layer, which is a part of Agentforce. It uses industry-leading large language models, looks across my data, and visualizes it in the best way possible for me to understand this. So let's take a look a little bit closer there. We can see that in top right, leading the way is Western Europe, and there is a strong correlation between AI usage and customer satisfaction. But we want to understand this further. So it's one tap for the Tableau AI to explain the data to us. And it finds that when we look at CSAT, there's a strong correlation to AI training. Now that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You get better results, better customer satisfaction if you're using AI, and you get better usage of AI when you invest more in training people. Humans plus AI plus data. Build us a visualization so we can look at this. It's one tap to drill in and take a look at that. Because this is geographic data, Tableau gives us a range of perspectives. It's so easy for us to look at this in a different way. We look at this on a map. We can see when we look at these regions, the trends and patterns in adoption and usage of AI and customer satisfaction across the world. We're here in Northern Europe, it's doing very well, but down under, I don't know what's going on. You'd think they'd be doing it better. That maybe it's bad data quality. So let's recap. We've seen and understood a correlation between AI usage and customer satisfaction, and it varies by geography. Let us build an analytical app so our global leaders can manage and monitor that. Bring in our visualization, and we will wire that up to the rest of our dashboard. And interestingly, a bunch of insights appear immediately. If we click, for example, on North America, we can see that they're getting much better performance for those who are using AI than those who aren't. Whereas in the land down under, well, only a few people are using AI, but those who are getting great customer satisfaction. So we've learned that AI training completion is key. Boosting that, especially for service, could drive more success. So how do we keep our finger on the pulse then of this adoption and results? Well, that's with Tableau Pulse. Tableau Pulse gives us this beautiful AI-powered insight summary, and we can converse with it just as we talk to any colleague and ask it, could you draft a strategy to increase effective usage of AI and summarize the relevant metrics for my senior leadership? Now, this is the holy grail, isn't it? It's conversational AI over all my metrics. And these metrics can span a wide range of data sources, from HR tools like Workday, applications like Salesforce, data sets from Snowflake or Databricks, and look at the response we get back. It's explained exactly what's going on and cited its work so we can see the results. And it's trivial for me to share this. Now, Pulse shows me all the key figures I'm tracking in this data from training modules, ticket resolutions, etc. And that's a great insight. I've got the flexibility now to ask my own questions. So I want to share this with my leadership. And our mission has been always to help everyone see and understand data. And that means meeting you where you are, whether that's Slack, which we love and own, or even in Microsoft Teams, which one of our competitors owns. Now, I don't know why they're not on the stage this year, but that's just too bad. We still want to meet them where they are. So let's take our AI adoption rate and share that. I'm going to ping my boss, Megan. I think Megan's actually in the audience. You hear Megan? Yep, see, this is live. So, Megan, you there? So, check this out. I found some results on AI usage, and it's trivial for me to share that with her live right here in Microsoft Teams. We'll search to find our AI usage metric, which we built in a previous session, and it is one tap to share that with Megan. So, all right. Now she's got that live, and she can follow and subscribe along to that. She takes a look at that, and she's got an idea. And what is that idea? Oh, you want me to join your upcoming meeting? Yes, I'd be glad to. It's always great to connect with execs. So I'm going to join an upcoming Teams meeting to share my new service command center that I built for monitoring and managing. That sounds pretty awesome. I'm always excited about a chance to present to senior executives. Brilliant. Well, I'll see you in the next section. Okay, you guys, this is really exciting because I don't get a chance to present to senior leaders very often. And so my boss, Megan, has invited her to spend some time with our executives and share the amazing analysis we've done in Tableau. And so as a hit join, you might be asking yourself, like, why are you using Teams? Like, you guys own Slack. Isn't that a competing product? But I don't see them up here, and I thought they deserved a little bit of airtime. Besides, we want people to have data everywhere that they're working. And here's our beautiful dashboard that we've created. I can see Megan, also Esther is here. So one tap, we share that into the meeting, and everybody can see the analysis we've created. And this is no mere dashboard. This is an analytical app. It's got the metrics we've pulled together. It's got all of our data about ticket resolution visually designed, and also it's actionable. Well, I wonder what our executives think about that. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Esther says, this is absolutely amazing. Our service team is really leading the charge on AI usage. Could you embed that in Service Cloud? So she wants this infused in the places where teams work. And that's awesome. It's really great to get praise from a senior executive. That's pretty dope. So here we have embedded this in Service Cloud. So right along all of our case information, and I think we can drop off that call now. Thanks, guys. Is our actionable, this is no mere dashboard. It's an analytical app. Let's select all of these agents who have a low CSAT and poor resolution time, and one tap will make an AI-powered recommendation. So this is no mere deterministic flow. What it does is it goes and makes recommendations for those individuals, and I've already got a push notification that tells me that it has suggested trailheads. And trailhead is this part of the Salesforce platform you get access to out of the box. I'll show you what it's recommended. These are free trainings everyone can use because part of transforming the workforce is the change management and training, communication skills for customer service agents, and it's recommended artificial intelligence for customer service. These are available out of the box. You can also build your own custom trainings. Now, how do we do this? We built this with an agentic flow. So this is a recommendation engine. You pass in all the user context, the marks that I've selected, each of which represented a customer service agent, and it makes a recommendation for what to do for each of those. This is not deterministic. And further, I've got AI with this agent right here in the flow to summarize it for me and explain what it actually does in case I'm not sure. So now we flash forward a few months and everyone's been using this and they're transforming the business. And let's take a look. They've also got their pulse right there embedded in the place they work with all the key summaries, and everything is up and to the right. AI training completion rate is up, resolution time is down, and we're getting toward our goal of everyone using AI. Wow, fantastic. Thank you. Guys, transforming how we work, and Tableau has found us insights we didn't know before. It's amazing at that, and we can see and understand it. For example, CSAT has spiked up, but often the question is not just what happened, but why. And sometimes the answer to that question is in the data and we can drill for it, but sometimes it's outside of that. It's maybe in all the data we've looked at today, macro data, trends in investment and policy. Could be social media data, what people are saying about my brand on the internet. And I want to understand what the Backstreet Boys perhaps said best when they said, "Tell me why." Well, that's what I want to know. I want to know why. But that could take weeks. It could take an analyst ages. So we're going to find out right now if I am faster and smarter than an agent. Introducing the next generation of Pulse Discover. One tap. And now the agent is off to the races looking at all the data available, public data, and I am going to try to be faster than it as I search first for, okay, let's see here. Why did CSAT increase? I can look in the data. I can search through all these dashboards. It's got to be here in one of these dashboards. Maybe it's in this dashboard we were looking at earlier. There's got to be, is that the reason why? No, it can't be that. Let's go to the next thing. Is it, maybe it's on Reddit. I can search on Reddit and let's see, why did CSAT increase? Is that going to tell me? We could try ChatGPT. Maybe ChatGPT knows why CSAT increased. It could be a bunch of factors. It's so vague. You don't have access to my enterprise data. You don't have the whole picture. Is it in the weather? Maybe the BBC. The BBC's got to know why CSAT increased. And before I'm done frantically clicking, the agent has found the answer. Look at this. First of all, from the macro data, increased global investment in AI. There's a trend in investment in AI and policy, so of course there's greater AI usage, driven by the US first and foremost as the leader. The second insight is that there is a connection that we found in customer satisfaction and revenue through AI adoption. And we've got sources. This article on LinkedIn might be written by a biased source. My employer might not be. And this third insight, improved customer service, now bringing it down to the data, finding those causal relationships, AI training completion rate, average resolution time, all interactive metrics. But this is where it gets really exciting, going to the next level and giving us strategic recommended next actions. Foster cross-departmental collaboration to sustain AI training and development usage, leading to success, and then taking action. Action not just in the form of API calls, but putting people together, identifying the right people, and of course, how we track their success with metrics and with Tableau. That is the power of agentic analytics, powered by Tableau and Agentforce, and I do believe the Backstreet Boys said it best. I want it that way, and we think that's pretty cool.